Thank you very much. It's nice to be back and nice to support such an intellectual initiative made by the students. I'm going to talk to you about something which is very passionate to me. It's called Sejahtera. Sejahtera is a word that we hear every day. We say Salam Sejahtera almost every day, but we are not sure whether it's well-rooted as far as the word means to us. And the word is also seen every time in many circumstances. Federal Territory Day this February has got this caption, Warga Ceria Rakyat Sejahtera. What does Sejahtera means in this particular context? It means prosperity, right? But is that all the Sejahtera embraces? We've got Kedah Sejahtera. I'm not sure whether Kedah is Sejahtera at the moment in time, but we do not know what the Sejahtera means in this particular context as well. There are others. We have got songs. Sejahtera Malaysia. We sing them all the time, but the word Sejahtera do not actually get into us as far as the word and the root words as far as Sejahtera is concerned. So there's a lot of Sejahtera being talked about, but how do we articulate this? How do you make it real? How do you lift it? And this is what we try to do in USM in the early 2000s or so. So we created a program called Campus Sejahtera. By the way, there's now also a ministry called Urban Wellness Ministry ataupun Kementerian Kesejahteraan Bandar. Yeah? It's also asked me whether luar bandar is sejahtera ataupun tak. Why are you talking just about bandar? What about the rural part? Is it sejahtera or otherwise? Yeah? So we created this program, Campus Sejahtera, well before the word sejahtera becomes a common word bandied around. And the idea was basically to create a concept of what life is all about. Ershad had just talked to us about life with nature. Our campus is like nature. We call it University in the Garden at one point. We want to make this garden alive, and therefore we want to bring this concept of holistic living in an environment that we loved. A balanced living, a sustainable living. But we need to articulate this not through lectures, not through assignments, but to live it. And to live it, therefore, we create this platform called Campus Sejahtera. And what it means essentially is about empowering students to learn to live with nature, to learn to live holistically in a balanced way so that you can feel the nature around you. And this is what we want you to be at the end of the day, telling the university what you think life should be for yourself as a future generation. Not just the university telling you what to do, but also you need to be empowered to tell the university what is best for you for the years to come. And therefore the Campus Sejahtera programs becomes a platform for students to think. And I remember when we launched this in the early 2002, immediately, I think within 6 months, I've got more than 30 proposals from students on how to live the Sejahtera life. Asking questions about, is our diet balanced in the canteen? There are a lot of cafeterias, but are the food worth eating? Are they balanced? Are the transportation in the university sustainable? Are plants in the university the kind of plants that we want to see, or is this imported plants that we put in? There are many other questions that was asked. But because of the constraint in time, I'm going to mention about one very pertinent issue when the student walked up to my office and say, we want to ban polystyrene or styrofoam. And I asked them why. They say, we have used about 700 polystyrene a week, and this thing is not biodegradable, and we don't know how to dispose of it. And when you used it for food, the heat caused other effects, including carcinogenic effects. They give me a whole rigmarole of things why styrofoam should be banned. In other words, empowering them to tell us exactly what styrofoam did for them, and they want it to be banned. And they asked me, would you support us to ban this within a month? Certainly I would. And within a month, we got rid of the styrofoam immediately in the campus. They went to the canteen operators and said, we want to ban styrofoams. We want to get rid of styrofoam. And the canteen operator said, how do we serve you? He says, we here have got an ecological pack. It costs us 20 cents more, but we are willing to pay because we want to save the campus and the environment of the campus. That's the kind of enthusiasm that the student got the moment they understand what Sejahtera is all about and living it. And I'm even more glad to know that other people around the world have been observing the students and giving them recognition. GUNI, Global University Network of Innovation, that is based in Barcelona, took this project and recognized it as a student environmental activism, because they say many campuses has wanted to ban styrofoam but couldn't make it. And here's one example. And after that, the Penang state government took over and banned styrofoam. And then the Negeri Sembilan, and then Malacca, and very recently, Johor. And I'm glad USM lit the way for other state government to follow. And this is what university is all about. You have to lead the way and show other people that we can do better than this. More than that, the Japanese gave us an award for creative development of healthy cities. And it's one of the awards I think that the university won as far as Sejahtera is concerned. So this Sejahtera things becomes a very important platform for USM to articulate itself to the world. And more than this, I want to relate to a kind of a story that 2 Korean people came to the university and asked me about Sejahtera campus, what this is all about. And I tried to explain to them what this is all about by saying that this is about balance. And the balance is not only about 2 things, but the balance is about many things. And we summarized it in a very small acronym called SPICES. SPICES, S means spiritually balanced, P is physically balanced, I is intellectually balanced, C is about culture. You need to find where your contexts are when you talk about balance. It's not the culture of somebody else, but our culture, our value, our norms, so that it becomes relevant to us. And E is about ecology, it's about ethics, and it's about economy. We just want to talk about very material things, but something which is not relevant to us emotionally or spiritually. That is where the ethics is. And lastly, it's about our society. How do we safeguard our society, not only Langkawi, Malaysia, and also the world at large? And there is a concept of having this thing in a balance, holistically, and also what you call sustainability. But as I tried to articulate this, I suddenly found that the Koreans has taken this idea well before we can articulate it. And these are some of the videos that they talk about a Sejahtera campus in the southern tip of Korea. Let's see the Sejahtera campus, as it were. It is perched just beside the sea and also a forest. And that forest to them is called Sejahtera Forest, with a Sejahtera Center serving it at the same time. Very much like the Langkawi thing that you are trying to create. Yeah? They've got a dormitory, which is also very holistic, balanced, and sustainable. You have to do your own washing, you have to do your own cooking, and you have to clean up yourself. Nobody is going to help you as far as that is concerned. That's the hostel where they've created. And there's a forest beside it. There's no elevators, you have to walk most of the time. And they are now associating this with 23 other nations in the Asia-Pacific region as a kind of a center that everybody will go together and collaborate and experience diversity among themselves. And these are blocks that they created to make what they call a Sejahtera Art Center. And you will see how they create these blocks by creating a mural of what the place is all about. There you are. And they launched it last year, and I was pleasantly surprised to be invited. I thought it was just another small feat, but you see how big it is when they launched it for the whole Asia-Pacific region to promote this concept of Sejahtera. It's open to public. They have a lot of discussions, bringing people in to talk about what the concept is all about. And I'm worried that eventually we will go there to learn what Sejahtera is all about when we are still not sure as far as the word means to us. There's the old folks and also the young ones. Yeah? So all in all, I think the Sejahtera concept becomes a very dominant concept as far as the Korean is concerned. Now they've got Sejahtera Scholarship, they've got Sejahtera Network, they've got Sejahtera Foundation, and they're developing what they call Sejahtera Leadership. So this word that exists amongst us, that we are not too sure about, others has looked at it, valued it, take it away, and try to make good out of it. Yeah? So the Sustainable Development School are basically also being developed to teach them what the concepts of Sejahtera is at a very young age. In our context, we still have not gone to that particular level. So what I'm telling you, basically, we need to come back to the kind of things that we have got within us, the indigenous knowledge, which is so important that we have left them aside. Now we need to bring back to the mainstream and make sure that we understand them well, culturally develop it, and make it something that the world can share. We do not have to depend on other people to do it for us. As intellectuals, we need to do this part and parcel of our contribution to the world at large. So I hope your campus can start this as much as you start the TED Talk, and to bring this across to the university if the university has forgotten it. So on that note, salam sejahtera, and I wish you well.